Okay, so with any business, almost what I've noticed every time is someone is like, okay, what am I going to call this business and what is my logo going to look like, even before they do anything for the business. Why? Because it's so important to have those two things nailed. A really great name and then a really great logo. Just think about all the logos you could just name off by knowing the colors they use without even seeing what it is. So it's really important. So it makes sense that people think about that first. And I was lucky enough to work with Rebecca from CBA, aka Colorado Branding Agency, and she helped me create the logo for EAP Toy and Games. And after filling out her full questionnaire of everything from basically trying to get inside my head and what I'm thinking, because she's trying to take her talents and work with my vision, which I can't imagine is easy from her point of view. Hey, I also added this. What do you think of this? And I was like, yeah, I'd never even suggested a lightning bolt. And she came up with that, and that thought, that got me thinking, yeah, it's like lightning in a bottle. This is about ideas. And then she's like, oh, now I redid this. What do you think of this? I'm going to add this little texture. And it was such a back and forth partnership trying to come up with the perfect logo for me and my business. And it was, her listening to me and me allowing her to use her skills and talent without like micromanaging exactly what I wanted, which is great because I want to explore somebody else's work and their talents and how is that going to enhance my brand and what I do. With that being said, she killed it. So EAP stands for Easily Amused Productions, which is a huge name. So it's an homage to my former business partners that I got into business with, and I wanted those letters to really pop. And what did that mean? I wanted it to have sort of a vintage feel, a vintage vibe. I want it to be like if someone sees it once and then they see it again, it's gonna, resonate with them and, associate that with my products, and that everything is good when you see my logo. The other thing is like the colors and the brightness and the visual aspect, so big when it's used in, when I go to trade shows, I use it on my tablecloths, I use the colors in my outfits. I mean, here's a shirt, I was doing a show today and I'm using the lightning bolt. Again, this was an idea for Rebecca. I am also very, I did say, I was like, I don't want this to look like necessarily just for kids, because my games and toys, they kind of cross also over into an older market. So how do we, make something that looks fun and fresh without taking it to just, I'm just kids or I'm just adults. So she was very cognizant of that, and it just looks so good. It just like pops and everything. I can pull pieces from the logo. I can pull colors and that's to me a great use of a logo when you're encompassing all those pieces and what is going to be able to not just be a logo, but be your brand. How are we going to use all these things, colors, fonts, styles, size, everything, and incorporate that without it just being one image and having it not be useful for me. And in the toy and game industry, that's very important. I want to be fresh, I want to be new. This is something that people get used to. So you want to be able to have your brand yourself, brand everything you're using, and then take that to the next level. So I encourage you to, take that initial setup with Rebecca where she has a lot of questions and wants to really understand what you are doing with your business and what you want that to convey. It's really, really important because she wants to understand every aspect and then be able to play around with all those different ideas. So, do I recommend CBA? Absolutely. Do I recommend Rebecca? Absolutely. So I'm telling you, go think about it, have fun. This is probably one of the best parts of owning a business. It's hard. It's like naming a baby, but it's also, what you want to be known for. And that's not anything that you should take lightly.